Biafra army appear in front line of a Ukraine and Russia war. No be small thing o. They say the guy go provoke, go join Russia with a Biafra flag for him body o. Now people come dey talk say why he go join Russia? Say Russia follow fight Biafra during the war. E be like say Ukraine help small o, but I no know. However, he go join Russia. He don red o. Okay, as that one dey happen, they say that Sowore don come outside, come blast the president Tinubu over the continued detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. No be small thing o, e don red o. My people, we go see how this thing take dey happen. I'm going to play you the video for you to watch, and before we go come back, we'll continue.
Второй батальон поздравляю ветеранам. Ждем, видите, победы. Ура! Ура! Ура!
Watch the moment where Sowore said that the contraction called Nigeria. He said that one na estate business, so he don't read. I will play you the video, may you watch. Please share this video and don't forget say it's still there for news info.
One of them, of course, Nnamdi Kanu,
yes,
who remains in custody and whose continued incarceration some people see as the unfairness of the Nigerian system, because other separatist agitators from other ethnic groups have been freed, whilst Mr. Kanu, who is Igbo, remains in custody. What are your thoughts on that? Because the argument is that he was charged to court and the courts freed him, but he's still locked up.
Well, what you must know is that Nnamdi Kanu is being held hostage on behalf of the famed unity of Nigeria. That's what it's all about. It's as simple as that. If you mention his name in certain circles, they don't want to hear it because they feel like he threatens the real estate called Nigeria. And his Igbo makes it worse because Nigeria's DNA hates the Igbo for attempting, in the 60s and, towards the end of the 70s, to leave a country they said is no longer favorable to their existence. But I keep saying, and I will repeat here again, is there any Nigerian out there in their majority who has not mentally seceded from Nigeria? Not many. That's why people are living in droves. Each time you get on a plane leaving this country is full, each time it's coming back, probably full too, but it is those who are coming back to pack their things that are coming back. That's the way I describe it. But the truth is that Nnamdi Kanu has been held hostage. He was abducted from Kenya, extraordinary rendition. The fact that he's kidnapped from Kenya could not be explained shows that any judicial pronouncement or processes after that is null and void. You cannot go and kidnap somebody and bring them before a court. And the courts have made it very clear, even up to the Supreme Court, that he did not jump bail. It was the military that went to his house to kill people, and then he escaped. And now you have brought him back, you ought to respect and restore his bail. That's what I told his lawyers. Why are you applying for bail again? Because the Supreme Court made all the pronouncements except releasing him. And I think it was because they were afraid. And that's why I said he's a hostage to this country. And like you rightly said, there are other people who have made even more egregious pronouncements and fought and carried arms in this country. And you have not treated them the same way because they're not Nnamdi Kanu's their name don't sound East. And I'm not here to fetish being able, but the reality is that they are not treated fairly, and Nnamdi Kanu is part of the reason why that is clear to everybody.
Right.
And by the way, I must also reveal here that there are some Igbo elites who are behind this. Whenever there's a crime of conspiracy against freedom fighters, there are people inside and outside who are working together.
Well, let's return to you.
Yes.
Are you going to run again for president in 2027?
So let me give you a cliche. I never stopped running, even after the 2018-2019 election. But that is not to say that I will be running perpetually for office. My goal is to make this country work in my lifetime.
And do you have a master plan to achieve that goal?
I have made it public. I was the first person to bring a digital master plan to bear on Nigeria. Even, and this I can provide, even the so-called Coastal Highway. I was the first person to talk about it in 2018 when I visited Badagry for a town hall meeting. But mine was supposed to start from Badagry to Calabar and eventually to go from there to Senegal, because I believe in the unity of the African continent.
So you support that coastal highway?
Well, I don't support the one they are building now. Because
so you support the one that you want to build?
Yes, because the one they are building now is the Atlantic outlet.
Right.
Yes, and I would predict here today, the coastal highway they are building is probably going to end up at the Dangote refinery, because it's meant for transporting high-level workers from the Atlantic to the refinery and back. After that, you would never hear about the coastal highway again, because that's the design. And I don't know why journalists haven't asked for us to have the real full master plan. It makes it sound today that the coastal highway is only about, what's that place they're demolishing there?
The landmark.
The landmark.
Yeah.
No. The coastal highways, we're supposed to have a model that is shown to us on TV every day. This is the digital model.
Well, in fairness, they've shown a route.
A route is not, I'm talking about a model on where we pass, But now we only have, they said they're only doing 47 kilometers. And don't forget that the people who are building the coastal highway, the high-tech people, also had promised to build highways from Lagos to Epe, and they've been doing it for probably 20 years since Tinubu came to power. Never got past the stage. That's why I'm saying this is a 47-kilometer highway meant to just provide an outlet for the Bundungu they're building called the Atlantic. Because how was it that people were going to come in there and bring 300,000 people and there's no any other outlet? So the coastal highway now is going to be built by Nigeria for a private investor, real estate investor. That's what it is about. So this is not the coastal highway that I wanted to build.
Well, we'll have to see what happens there. Yeah. But we're almost out of time, and it's an absolute delight to have you here. But you called for revolution now.
Yes.
That was one of the reasons you were charged with treason.
That's right.
But should it be about revolution or about reform? I mean, there's a difference there, isn't there?
Why I was calling for revolution is that I spent 2 years at Columbia University in New York, an Ivy League school.
That's a very good school.
Yes, one of the best 10 in the U.S.
Yeah.
And most people have never heard this about me before. And part of the reason I attended Columbia University was because they were calling me layabout at the University of Lagos because I was an activist. And I went to one of the best schools in the world. And I know what reforms are about, from the World Bank, from the internet. And Nigeria's case has gone beyond reform. Only a revolution that can address the issue. But guess what? The revolution used to be a taboo word in 2019 when I was using it. Now it's freely used. Everybody is calling for a revolution, including those who were opposed to it in 2019. It's beyond me, but I would say this because it's important for the public, that revolutions that are supposed to happen will happen no matter how long it will take. You can only suppress people only for a time. But the Nigerian revolution is building up. What builds up a revolution are the ingredients you have in place, and suppress of ethnic groups, suppress of free speech, journalists, taxation without responsibility, And I wanted to say about landmark that I was aware that they're not demolishing landmark just because they want to build a road. They had been targeting the landmark guy even before now. They refused to let him have a water corporation land that he wanted to build part of, because they said, they are too powerful here. These are things that have been going on for a long time. So it is not by accident that they are demolishing the place. There are connotations to it, and I'm saying it publicly here.
Right.
Yes.
So basically, broadly speaking, we're out of time, but just very briefly.
Broadly speaking,
the approaching storm is still approaching.
Oh yes, it's just a matter of time, and it's going to happen whether I lead it or not. It's just a matter of time. It's a ticking bomb, because you cannot hold people to ransom for this long and you will not be suffering consequences for it.